Sophia stood before the towering gates of the old mansion, a shiver running down her spine. She had never been to this part of town before, but the invitation promised a night of passion, secrecy, and thrill. It was supposed to be a simple rendezvous, a secret meeting with a man she barely knew, an escape from her monotonous life. But as she pushed the creaky gate open, the sense of unease deepened. The mansion loomed ahead, its windows dark and silent, like soulless eyes watching her every move. The wind howled through the trees, rustling the dead leaves beneath her feet. She hesitated at the front door, but, summoning her courage, knocked twice. The door creaked open. "Hello." Sophia's voice echoed in the vast hall. No response. She stepped inside, the door slamming shut behind her with a force that made her jump. The mansion's interior was opulent yet eerily abandoned, with furniture draped in dust-covered cloths, chandeliers hanging low, and shadows dancing in every corner. Her phone buzzed, a message from the mystery man, Ricardo. "Meet me in the parlor." She wandered deeper into the mansion, but when she entered the parlor, it wasn't Ricardo she found. Instead, there were 4 other people, all looking just as confused as she was. "Are you here for Ricardo too?" asked a young man, his voice tense with suspicion. Sophia nodded. A chill crept up her spine. Something was wrong. A woman in her late 20s, with dark eyes full of fear, spoke up. "I don't know what's happening. I came here to meet someone too, but this doesn't feel right." Before anyone could respond, the lights flickered, and a deep, distorted voice echoed through the room. "Welcome, players." Everyone froze. The voice seemed to come from everywhere, resonating off the walls like a malevolent whisper. "You were all invited here for different reasons, but now, your fates are intertwined. You've been chosen to participate in a game. A deadly game. The rules are simple. Survive the night. Trust no one. Only one of you will leave this mansion alive." Panic set in. A man bolted for the door, but it was locked. Sophia's heart pounded in her chest, her breath coming in shallow gasps. What had she gotten herself into? The voice returned. "I'll give you one piece of advice. Your secrets are your greatest enemies." Suddenly, the lights cut out completely. The room was plunged into darkness, and the air grew thick with terror. Sophia fumbled for her phone's flashlight, but as soon as she turned it on, a blood-curdling scream erupted from across the room. The beam of light revealed the young man lying on the floor, his eyes wide with horror, blood pooling beneath him. The others shrieked, backing away in terror. Sophia's mind raced. They were being hunted. As the hours dragged on, the group tried to stick together, but paranoia quickly set in. The mansion seemed alive, its creaking floors and groaning walls hiding unseen dangers. Every shadow was a potential threat, every sound a warning. Sophia couldn't shake the voice's cryptic message. Your secrets are your greatest enemies. What did that mean? One by one, they began to reveal their reasons for being there. The woman with dark eyes, Anna, had been blackmailed by Ricardo, forced to come to the mansion under the threat of her deepest secret being exposed. The others had similar stories. Each one had something to hide, something Ricardo had used to manipulate them. "I don't trust any of you," muttered a man named Diego, pacing the room. His eyes darted from one person to the next, his hands trembling. "This whole thing is a setup. We're being played." Anna whispered to Sophia, her voice trembling. "There's no way out. We're trapped. We need to figure out who's doing this." Suddenly, a loud thud echoed through the mansion, followed by the unmistakable sound of a door creaking open. Diego, unable to contain his fear, grabbed a poker from the fireplace and rushed toward the noise. "Diego, wait." Sophia called out, but it was too late. He disappeared into the hallway, his footsteps fading into the darkness. Minutes passed in tense silence. Then, a chilling scream echoed through the halls. The group rushed toward the sound, only to find Diego's lifeless body sprawled on the floor, his eyes wide open in terror. "This is a nightmare," Anna whispered, tears streaming down her face. Sophia's heart raced. Who was next? She looked around the mansion, every instinct telling her to run, to find a way out. But the doors were locked, the windows barred. There was no escape. Then, a new thought entered her mind. What if the danger wasn't from the mansion or some unseen killer, but from someone inside the group? The survivors dwindled as the night wore on, each death more gruesome than the last. The mansion's halls, once eerily silent, were now filled with the scent of blood and fear. Sophia clung to Anna, the only person she felt she could trust. But the voice returned, more sinister than ever. The game is almost over. Only one can survive. Only one can win. It was then that Sophia saw it. The glint of metal in Anna's hand. A knife, slick with blood. Anna? Sophia's voice wavered. Anna's eyes gleamed with madness. I'm sorry, Sophia. I didn't want it to end like this, but there can only be one. The two women struggled, the knife between them, their breaths coming in ragged gasps. Sophia's world spun, her strength fading as the weight of the night's horror bore down on her. In a final desperate move, she shoved Anna, sending her crashing through a window. The glass shattered, and Anna's scream echoed into the night as she fell into the darkness below. Breathing heavily, Sophia stood by the broken window, the cold night air washing over her. She had survived. But the voice returned one last time, soft and mocking. Congratulations, Sophia. You've won. But remember, you can never escape your secrets. As Sophia staggered toward the mansion's exit, the door creaked open, and she realized the horrifying truth. Her nightmare was just beginning.